So how do you know if a campaign is spending the appropriate amount of budget or it's not spending the budget? And you might be thinking, well, I've set a daily budget of, let's say, $150. It's only spending $30. So is this an issue with your setup, or is it the realistic situation of your target CPA or ROAS? The simplest way to check this, assuming that things like quality score are good, so you've got 7 or 8 plus, your click-through rates are healthy, and that depends on industry. It could be 5%, it could be 15%, but they're not less than 1%. And everything feels good. You've got a cadence. This campaign's been running for, some time, might be a month or 2 or 6, but you just need to spend more budget. It won't spend more, and your impression share is kind of low. It's not 80%, 90%. It's more like 30 or 40%. Well, the simplest switch is to go full beans and go over to max conversion. So you strip out your target CPA, you strip out your ROAS, and you allow Google to spend. And it will if those impressions are there. That's why I mentioned impression share. So impression share is essentially your share of the auction, the available impressions and the people searching for what you do. And therefore, going max conversions will ramp up to try and gobble up these impressions and get you conversions. The good news is that you could get more conversions, the spend goes up, and your target CPA or ROAS, or should I say your resulting ROAS or CPA, is about where you need it to be. So I mentioned 30. So let's say it creeps up to 35 and you manage to spend $100 a day. So max conversion says you were being too timid before, and all we needed was a 10% bump of your target CPA, and look at this, got all this additional market share, and these conversions are coming in. The bad news is, and what can be typical, is that it will spend that whole $100, $120. It might even overrun $150, $180, $200, because it can do that, because, hey, it's not Google's money, so why not spend it? And you only get a couple more conversions. You might not even get any more conversions. So you have a 4 or 5 day period where you've spent all that budget that you really wanted to spend, but you're only getting a drip of conversions coming in. That is a sign that you need to do more work outside of the Google Ads account, i.e. being able to afford a higher CPA or a lower ROAS, or do that work to increase ROAS and reduce CPA, which means essentially increasing conversion rate. So that's a improvement to the landing page. How can you get people to fill in the form more frequently or to buy the product more frequently? Those are questions that can't always be fixed, often can't be fixed inside the Google Ads account. So it is a trigger for you to then go and optimize outside of the account, get out from the table of weeds and do some different work, which is quite interesting. Landing page optimization. Put some social proof under the form. Reduce the form. If you're asking for an email and a phone number, can you do just email? Is your headline a before and after state? Is it a pitch? Is it an offer? Is it a value proposition? Is it something that people will desire? Or is it just a headline that's essentially the keyword repeated? Well, if it is, you could probably tweak that to improve your conversion rates. Think about your button on your form. Is it a verb, or is it something mundane like submit? Submit to who? And on which knee? Anyway, food for thought.